Kate Middleton and Prince William's decision to move to Windsor had a poignant tie to Queen Elizabeth. Kate Middleton and Prince William opted to move from Kensington Palace to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor 2 years ago for a heartfelt reason. In 2022, the couple, then styled as the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, relocated from London to Windsor and the 4-bedroom Adelaide Cottage with their children Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. One reason the couple opted to move their family. It is nearby Lambrook School, where all 3 kids began that September, and remain pupils at still today. In his new biography Catherine, Princess of Wales, out now, Robert Jobson expands on Kate and William's decision to move and how it sweetly involves Queen Elizabeth. Jobson writes that William, 42, wanted to move so he could be closer to his grandmother after the April 2021 death of her husband, Prince Philip, and Kate, also 42, was very much in favour of the idea. Quoting in Aide, Jobson writes that William knew his time with his grandmother was precious and he is delighted they, as a couple, made that decision. He adds, Catherine understood that for William, as a future king, it was important for him to be geographically closer to the late Queen in her final months, when he was required to support both her and his father. It made a real difference. They were in regular contact, seeing each other in person and speaking on the phone several times a week, bringing them even closer. After the late Queen's husband of over 73 years, the Duke of Edinburgh, died in 2021, she struggled with the loss, but was buoyed by regular phone calls and visits from William, now geographically closer than he had been when his family of 5 was living at Kensington Palace in London. Adelaide Cottage is only about a 30-minute walk or a 10-minute drive from where the late Queen was living at Windsor Castle before her death on September 8, 2022, at 96 years old. At the time of her death, the Queen was staying at Balmoral Castle in Scotland, where the royal family traditionally retreats to as summer ends. After her death, William and Kate were newly styled as the Prince and Princess of Wales. The move to Adelaide Cottage also put the Wales family in closer proximity to Kate's parents, Michael and Carol Middleton, a 45-minute drive away in Bucklebury. Adelaide Cottage underwent major renovations in 2015, especially convenient for the family of 5, because it didn't require any further work or security arrangements to be move-in ready, according to the outlet. It was originally built in 1831 for William IV's wife Queen Adelaide of Saxe-Meiningen, hence the name of the cottage, and has also been used by Queen Victoria, who considered it a favourite home, and Group Captain Peter Townsend, the ex-beau of the late Princess Margaret. It boasts 7 gated entrances, and no members of the Wales staff live on the property, meaning the home's 4 bedrooms are sufficient for the family's needs. When the family moved to Windsor 2 years ago, their nanny Maria Borrello, who has been under William and Kate's employ since Prince George, now 11, was just 8 months old, was kept on as the children's caretaker, but she is expected to live at another property, as will other staff, such as a housekeeper, People reported at the time. It will be a major change for the children, who have had Borrello living alongside them for 8 years. A family friend told People at the time that the move is mostly down to schooling, and in Windsor, the family relishes the open parkland and countryside where George, Charlotte, 9, and Louis, 6, can freely play. They love that the kids can go out on their bikes and cycle around the estate, a friend told People, adding it's a real little community. It's all what Queen Elizabeth would have wished, Majesty magazine's Joe Little said. She would expect them to carry on with a stiff upper lip and do so with grace, he said. Speaking of the reunion earlier this week, a local told The Sun, William and Harry were both there but we never saw them speak to each other and they were keeping their distance. It has been reported that William and Harry sat apart at the back of St. Mary's Church after arriving very discreetly. The last time that William and Harry were in the same room together was at King Charles's coronation back in May 2023. A royal expert claims Meghan Markle was the centre of attention during the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's trip to Colombia this month, leaving Prince Harry out cold on the sidelines. Harry and Meghan both received a stately welcome during their 4-day trip to Colombia at the invitation of the Vice President, Francia Marquez. However, royal insiders claim the trip was all about Meghan. Speaking on True Royalty TV's The Royal Beat, Matt Wilkinson, the royal editor for The Sun, said, "Harry looked a little bit grumpy. May I use his vocabulary, he perhaps looked a bit like the spare." A royal expert believes there is a clear timeline to when Prince Harry will try and resume some royal duties and build bridges with his brother Prince William. Speaking with The Mirror, royal pundit and author Tom Quinn claims that Harry still has vague hopes that he will be forgiven and will be offered a minor role somewhere. And that there is a real danger that Harry will feel lost, without the structure of royal duties, which could lead to him trying to rekindle relations with his brother and the wider family, in the hope of being able to resume minor commitments. The relations between Prince Harry and Prince William appear to remain icy despite their latest in-person meeting at a ceremony earlier this week. The vicar who held the funeral reception for Lord Robert Fellowes, who was their mother, Princess Diana's brother-in-law, said he does not recall seeing the royal brothers speaking to each other. Prince Harry flew from his home in the US to join his brother at St. Mary's Church in Snettisham, Norfolk, and the memorial service took place close to the royal Sandringham estate. Reverend Tansey told The Sun, "It was only as I was greeting the congregation on the way out that Prince William was shaking my hand, and then very quickly after Prince Harry did too." He commented on the lack of interaction between the two brothers at the reception afterwards. "I don't recollect them speaking to each other, but there were a lot of family members and friends speaking to them." This unlikely royal has been tipped as the possible catalyst for a reunion between estranged brothers, Prince Harry and Prince William. This week saw a rare reunion between the two brothers, as they came together to mourn the loss of their uncle, Robert Fellowes. The solemn event marked their first meeting in over a year, for their father's coronation in May. The late Lord Fellowes, who passed away last month, was married to Lady Jane Spencer, the sister of the prince's mother, Diana. He also served as the private secretary to the late Queen. And Lady Jane, along with 2 other family members, have been pinpointed as the unlikely trio, who could stop the ongoing feud between the Duke of Sussex and Prince of Wales. Insiders say access to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 4-day tour of Colombia was restricted and readers only saw a snapshot of activity. The Montecito-based couple visited Colombia at the invitation of the country's vice president, Francia Marquez, and primarily their visit was about promoting their charity work focused on trying to make the internet safer for children. Speaking on The Royal Beat, on True Royalty TV, the royal editor of The Sun explained how footage outside of the press pool, taken by others, showed a different perspective of the tour.